little notch here. Some shashkas do have this V-shaped notch here, some don't. And there are a lot of different speculations about why it is. Does it have a purpose? Is it just a decoration? For example, if we take a look at the Ottoman yatagan, there we have these very exaggerated, there we do have these exaggerated wings almost at the grips. And other examples from Central Asia do have these too. So maybe just style, maybe weight reduction, maybe, I don't know, I couldn't find any sources. So the best thing that would happen is I find a military manual and there's written, this is a gun rest, or this is made for throwing, or whatever. So there are a lot of different thoughts behind this. Some people say, if you, for what reason there might be, you're fighting, fencing, whatever, and some say, this is that you can put your finger behind it so you can throw it. So throwing your weapon isn't that far-fetched. We do have a lot of depictions from different fencing books. If we take a look at Fiore de Liebri with his Italian longsword, there he throws a longsword. We do have a rapier throw depictions of, and there's a nice video from Skallagrim where he tries to throw longswords. So it isn't far-fetched, but to on purpose implement it here doesn't seem necessary, because like I said, not all shashkas do have this notch thing here, and yeah, you can't put your finger inside there, but you could, if this would be a round handle, could just take two fingers, and there is no extra leverage behind two finger or one finger, or you just hold it like this and throw it. Beside that, I don't think that there's any value in throwing your weapon. Imagine this is pattern 1881. You have guns, you have a lance, you are on a cavalry, you're charging. If someone is running, climbing over a fence or whatever, and you really want to get him, maybe you can take your pokey lance you have instead of your shashka, or you just take a revolver, whatever. Throwing your only thought or your secondary option for defense and attack might not be the best solution. And even in a duel situation, we have a funny depiction of a dagger throw from Talhofer, where he throws his head, and with the other hand, when the opponent is distracted, he throws his dagger. So sure, that can work, but is this the thought behind the little notch here? I'm not convinced, to be honest, especially not that this is just for throwing purpose. You can throw everything, almost everything, with more or less success. So there is a video from Cold Steel with a große Messer, where one of these guys, I think he's the chief manager, whatever, he throws the lange Messer, or they call it the große Messer, very successful. But like I said, you can throw everything. You can throw knives, you can throw spears, axes, helmets, shoes, sandals, whatever. You can throw basically, with more or less success. So a sword doesn't have the best aerodynamics. You can do it, I don't recommend it. The next interesting thought about this was, does it work as a gun rest? So, gun rest, we have there, like the Russian strelety, я не знаю, извините, я не говорю по-русски очень хорошо, извините. There you have the bardiche, or bardish, like English people say, where the musketeers, the streletsky, put the musket inside the axe hole or on top, so they have sort of a gun rest. So they shiver, you're concentrated, whatever, every movement will make it harder to aim. And with a gun rest you have something steady, you can put your gun on and aim. So this was one thought of many, or what I read at least. People were convinced this is a gun rest. Does it work as a gun rest? So you can just easily test it. First of all, you have to kneel to use it as a gun rest. But, well, why not? So yeah, basically it works. You can repeat. The bolt action rifle would be the most common gun you might have. With a musket you probably would have to stand up, rod, loading, powder, whatever, insert. So this works, but maybe the scenario is like you're in the Caucasus, speaking of the Cherkesky people or so, and it's a mountainous region. There are more guerrilla fighting styles than open field battles or whatever. That makes sense that you can kneel down and yeah, for better steady aim you have support, but maybe you are in the field and you have a stone, so you might rest your gun on a stone. Maybe you don't have anything. You can just take your arm as a sort of gun rest. Same thing. Same thing. Or you have a tree, or an axe, or a tree axe, axe tree, extreme tree. No. You have a pole, a broom handle, an axe, or a tree. Even then you can rest the gun next to it on your head, and you can keep it, if you want to shoot, steady pressure here, so you can, even there you can. He has the advantage, you can do it standing, or like one of the streleti, maybe up, more up. So is this maybe the reason for this notch? It works, but a lot of more things work to do this. So I'm not convinced that the purpose of this is because the form is basically older than it was issued in an army. It wasn't it an ordnance weapon from the beginning? We have the Georgian shashkas, which do have this notch thing, the flaring wings too. There I thought maybe it's from construction. To save materials, maybe, resources limited, you take sheet metal, mold it around wood, or it was an accidental design flaw, maybe. So I don't know. The thing with the throwing, you can, again, throw almost everything. I don't think there's any value here to use it like an aplato, like these throwing spears from the Stone Age or from the Mayan or the Aztec kingdom. So I doubt it. I really doubt it. The aspect as a gun rest, it works. But a lot of different things work also. Work to work. And yeah. So I'm still looking for something that might lead there. I think the most likely thing is it is a remedy from the other influences which shaped this, cultural and stylistic influences, Ottoman Empire, Central Asia, and this was for style. There is a sense behind the whole grip construction that you can slide your hand there to pull and cut. There is the aspect when you're on horseback, that you can cut, and with the pulling motion it won't pull out the sword of your hand because you can nicely catch your hand there, but nothing has anything to do with the shape of the pommel. So I think it's aesthetics, design, and maybe the gun rest thing. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. If you find something, anything that might help there to provide an answer, would be glad if you write it in the comments. So thank you for watching and stay tuned. Bye.